Images from the early 1900s, like the dawn of the century, offered a triumphant view of the modern world, associating progress with machines and technology. This view often contrasted the East, represented by the past, with the West's mechanic, representing modernity. However, industrial production existed on a large scale before factories. This phase is called proto-industrialization. Merchants moved to the countryside because powerful urban trade guilds controlled production. Poor rural families eagerly took advances, supplementing their shrinking incomes. The factory era began by the 1730s, and the cotton industry became the first symbol of the New Age, booming due to a series of inventions. Richard Arkwright created the cotton mill. Costly new machines were centralized, allowing for closer supervision of the production process, quality control, and labor regulation. By the mid-19th century, factories became an imposing and dazzling part of the English landscape, but small workshops continued unseen. The spread of new technology was slow. James Watt's improved steam engine, patented in 1781, was initially not widely accepted by cautious industrialists due to cost and repair issues. In Victorian Britain, labor was abundant and wages were low. Industrialists often preferred hand labor over expensive machines, which saved capital investment. Demand for labor was often seasonal in industries like gasworks, breweries, and printing. Industrialists preferred hiring workers for the busy season. Handmade products symbolized refinement and class for the upper classes, while machine-made goods were typically for export to the colonies. Fear of unemployment made workers hostile to new technology. Women who survived on hand spinning attacked the spinning jenny, 1764, as it drastically reduced labor demand. Before the age of machine industries, fine cottons and silk from India dominated the international market. Trade operated through key ports like Surat. By the 1750s, European companies gained power and monopoly rights. Old ports like Surat declined dramatically, and local bankers went bankrupt. The East India Company eliminated local traders and appointed gumastas to supervise weavers, collect supplies, and examine quality. Weavers were given loans that tied them to the company. Outsider gumastas acted arrogantly, punishing weavers for delays and ensuring they could not bargain for better prices. As cotton industries developed in England, they pressured the East India Company to sell cheap British manufactures in India. Indian textile exports plummeted. Indian weavers faced a double problem. Their export market collapsed, and the local market shrank, glutted with cheap Manchester imports. During the American Civil War, raw cotton exports from India soared, starving Indian weavers of supplies and forcing them to buy raw cotton at exorbitant prices. Factories came up in India. Early entrepreneurs like J.N. Tata and Dwarkanath Tagore accumulated capital partly from the profitable China trade, opium, tea. Workers, often peasants and artisans, came from nearby districts, moving between the city and village. Factory owners used a jobber for recruitment, who often became a figure of authority demanding money for favors. European managing agencies controlled exports like tea, mining, and indigo. Indian mills initially avoided competition by producing coarse cotton yarn. During World War I, Manchester imports declined, and Indian mills consolidated their position, supplying war needs and experiencing an industrial boom. After the war, small-scale production predominated. The handloom sector survived competition by adopting technology like the fly shuttle and specializing in designs mills could not imitate, such as Banarasi saris. Advertisements were essential for creating new consumers. British manufacturers used images of Indian gods and royalty to give foreign goods a mark of divine approval and familiarity. Indian manufacturers turned advertisements into a vehicle for the Swadeshi nationalist message, urging people to take pride in products made in India. The Age of Industrialisation was a complex mix of factories and persistent hand labour, profoundly shaping the lives of both British and Indian workers.